Invite a Budget Blinds style consultant to show you how to transform your rooms just by changing your window coverings. Canada's #1 choice for window coverings. Visit budgetblinds.ca today.
This is Newcap News with Bart Pediasic.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. North Battleford RCMP are asking for the public's help in finding 2 people that may be in the Lloydminster area. 48-year-old Howard John Scott from Lloydminster was reported missing from a hospital in that city last Friday. He's described as 6 feet tall and was last seen wearing dark blue pajamas and a blue toque. Police say he's expected to be headed back to the border city. Also expected to be in the Lloydminster area is 34-year-old Terry Lynn Holmes, who was reported missing from the same hospital on Sunday afternoon. She's described as being about 5'4", 110 pounds, with brown hair and green eyes. And if you have any information on their whereabouts, you're asked to call North Battleford RCMP at 306-446-1720 or Crime Stoppers. To some now tragic news for members of Fort Wayne Cold Lake. A 10-year veteran with the Canadian Air Force has passed away after a boating accident in BC. Captain Chris Axe Allen of 409 Tactical Fighter Squadron served in a variety of locations and roles, most recently as 409's Deputy Squadron Weapons and Tactics Officer. He had recently completed the Fighter Weapons Instructor course. Allen was on leave with family and friends in BC when the boat he was in with 3 others overturned in the Campbell River last weekend. The other 3 were rescued. Moving on to City Council news now. Every city is required by law to have a pound and somewhere to take strays or lost animals. Well, at Monday's meeting, Council renewed the contract with the SPCA to continue serving as Lloydminster's pound.
The amount that we've come to the agreement of is $50,000, same as last year.
That works out to $125 per animal for up to 400 animals. Councillor Larry Sauer says last year they didn't come close to impounding 400 pets, but with the new bylaw, the city is preparing for an increase.
The animal bylaw, now cats involved, so there could be substantially more, maybe not, but it could be substantially more coming in from our bylaw officers to the SPCA.
The money will go towards food for the pets as well as any medical attention the SPCA believes is necessary. Well, despite some industries taking a hit due to poor economic times, it's a different story for some construction companies. As Hannah Tita explains, the city of Cold Lake is experiencing a large uptake in developments.
It's a common sight for the residents of Cold Lake. Construction seems to be underway at every corner. The city is encouraged with the continued growth and development they have experienced over the past 10 years. It is still one of the fastest growing communities in northeastern Alberta, and General Manager of Cold Lake Planning and Development says now that things have slowed down with the economy, this is a cost-effective time to initiate projects.
Smart developers know that actually this is the time to actually start planning for the next for the next boom, and there is development going on, not as crazy as in the crazy days, but yeah, there's a steady amount of development applications that we see coming through.
For World Town Planning Day, the city held a bus tour to showcase 4 major development projects, including the new senior community, a new fire hall, a travel center, and 4-wing housing. Most of the homes on the base were built in the 50s and 60s, and it is the first time in decades that brand new duplexes are being constructed.
They're going to be about 1,400 square feet, a little over 1,400 square feet, and they're going to be very similar in look to something that you'd see in new cities. Downtown, it's going to be completely modern and built very energy efficient, because I think they want to get a lot of good years out of this.
In addition, one of the largest independent gas developers in Western Canada is excited to begin construction of a gas station, liquor store, and pizzeria at a busy intersection in the spring.
It's at the intersection of 2 major highways, got great visibility, great access, and Cold Lake, I think, is underserviced from a gas perspective, from having something that's a little more modern, has bigger accessibility for larger vehicles.
This is the first year the City of Cold Lake has held a bus tour in recognition of World Town Planning Day. It was so successful they hope to continue the tradition in the future. For Newcap News, I'm Hannah Tita.
This Sunday night, 5 Lloydminster personalities will brave the cold and sleep under the stars beside City Hall. It's an event called Let Me Sleep on It, put on by the Lloydminster Social Action Coalition Society to raise money for the Lloydminster Men's Shelter. Today, the Society's treasurer Greg Jones is on Lloyd FM's Morning Show to talk about the city's current homeless situation.
Often men who are working but not making enough to save up that first month's rent or damage deposit or what have you. These are people experiencing different barriers to employment with little in the way of services, and they end up homeless.
Now, according to a recent assessment by the Coalition Society, nearly 170 people in Lloydminster are living in various states of homelessness, 110 men and boys and 58 women and girls. Jones says this time of year the men's shelter is always busy, but they only have 28 beds.
The men's shelter is keeping men off the street, as well as feeding absolutely anybody who comes to us. It's the last few weeks we've been rammed right full.
The men's shelter counts on fundraisers to cover about a third of their operating costs. To donate, you can go to canadahelps.org, click on fundraise and search for Let Me Sleep on it. You can also drop off donations at the men's shelter.